Hey, Shalom, brothers. Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakudash. It is part two of the video I did about absorbing this truth while it's still here. Um, I'm in. I'm just logged into my Be Sober Minded account, and I'm looking for the thumbnail I saw that put the spirit on me to do this particular video. But I'm just kind of going through here, see what's what's out there. You got to check YouTube thumbnails and the feeds and all that, because the feeds are based off of algorithm, right? Algorithm is like what you watch, what you like to watch. The algorithm, that's AI, artificial intelligence, basically building a profile on you. Esau builds a profile on all of us. They do it through our phones. They track everything we do, and they basically they have a profile on your personality, on your characteristics. That's how they can clone somebody, and you don't know the difference because they gather information on you, the way you move, the things you like, your characteristics. They can tell all that just by your phone, and they could basically take that data from the phone. They could clone a whole nother you, and nobody would know the difference because they know all your characteristics. They just copied all the data from everything you do. We had cell phones for how many years? Since at least 20 years I've been having a cell phone. So that's 20 years of data they've been collecting. And every single model that comes out, it collects even more and more data, even down to your health, your heart rate, your blood, everything, man, is being captured. The data is being captured and sent to a database on everybody. You ever thought about that? So they could literally clone a thing, and it'll have the exact same personality. They could clone the voice now, everything of the original copy. Anyways, excuse me. So I'm just I'm gonna go into my lesson, but I just turned the camera on, man, and I'm seeing what's out here. I get a lot of these videos, man, because we just poisons in our food. Like this is the end goal right here. See, this is when they knew King David was he's about to go with the spirit, is when he couldn't get his pecker up. One of the first commandments the Lord gave man, when I say man, I'm talking about the male gender. He said, be fruitful and multiply. A woman cannot do that. A woman cannot be fruitful and multiply. She can have children, but that's something a man can do with many women. One man can replace a whole state. One man can replace an entire state. Let's say a whole state was wiped out and you put me there with 10 baddies. I could repopulate more than 10 baddies, 100 baddies. I could repopulate the state of New York, state of Connecticut, state of Florida, all by myself. I just need 10 baddies, 100 baddies. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what they say, the only thing better than kitty is new kitty. So put me in some Mr. Hans Island type of shit. One more lovelier than the next. Oh yeah, I'll keep pumping out them babies. And so will every other brother. So a woman can't do that. A little one should become 1,000. That's talking about a male child, okay, with many women's. Anyway, let's go on, baby. But see, this is what they want. They want men to not be able to reproduce anymore. They want to turn the men to liking men, the women to liking women. And then they wanted to make it to where there's reproduction just stops. Women are having problems now with their uterus, whether it's fibroids, cancer in the uterus, what's the other thing? Endometriosis. Their eggs are drying up sooner. in AIDS than previously, and then men can't get their thing up. Okay, and then most of the women like each other, and the men are liking each other as well. So yeah, it's basically a shitstorm, and the Lord's just got to correct it. You know, with the nukes. That's it. With the microwave, He's got to create it with the flying microwave. I'm gonna call it that, because you know what? You start talking about nukes and missiles, they're gonna start blocking down the algorithm. Through the spirit, I could see that now. So when them flying microwaves hit, um, yeah, it's gonna take care of all of this. All of this. When John said he saw the kingdom of heaven coming down from heaven, which he was talking about the first fruits, the elect coming down from heaven. And they said the Most High created a new heaven and a new earth, and all tears were wiped away. So we're not going to be suffering from no more ED or low testosterone. All of us have low T. All you gotta do is look at the numbers from 60 years ago, 100 years ago. Look at the old boxers and the athletes. They was rock hard, and they didn't have roids back then. All they had was food. The food was different. So they're killing us through the food, and they're lowering our testosterone through the food, through the chemicals we breathe, the chemicals that we breathe in. They put in our hair products and our soap. I mean, we getting hit hard. Our immune system is constantly, they're fried out, man. Our immune systems are fried, constantly getting hit hard. This devil just got to go. There's no other kingdom that ever existed to where the kingdom poisoned and destroyed its own people for gain. Just here in America, with these devils, the Rothschilds, the small hats, they are the devil the Bible speaks of, straight up. How to strengthen your arms fast. These are cool videos, anything with physical workout. Because, we got all this smart technology, so people don't work anymore. They don't do physical labor. Everything's in front of a computer. You're typing keyboards. In the old days, and I'm talking about days of our, well, depending on how old you are, it could be your grandparents if you're older. But if you're younger, man, I would say your great grandparents, they worked. They're out there gardening, digging ditches, to build a fence or to build something in the backyard. They had all the equipment, saws off, and not electric, but back then everything was gasoline, and yeah, he had electric as well, but gasoline out there cutting the lawns and shrubs and digging ditches and building things. If your woman had a garden and she was out there in the garden, you had to build stuff for the plants. Let's say you had a grapes. You had to build the structure for the grapevines to grow on. I remember all that stuff. I remember back in the islands, it was nothing but work. Building the houses. Just mixing cement requires a lot of work. Mixing a batch of cement, and then you're out there in the sun, and you put in cement, building something, building a new shed. You build that from scratch. You get some wood. Or if you get islands, you make it out of cement and cinder blocks, and you lift them up to cinder blocks, and you're carrying them from here to there. So we naturally had to work out every day, and even as smart technology is going against the laws of the Lord, or going against what the Lord intended, because the Lord said in the book of Genesis, that was part of the curses, that man had to sweat. We had to sweat to labor for our food or for anything that we get. So now they're making this smart technology so you don't have to do any work. So everything in his kingdom is ass backwards. Isaiah 29:16. Okay, let's go down. What do I have here? So I'm looking for... So the video I was looking for, the thumbnail, it was after the camp. Okay, this is us yesterday. Okay, well, I don't know where it's at. I saw it on my phone. But slacking me, I'm drawing this video out. I'm dragging this out a little bit, but spiritually dragging it out. But anyway, by the way, this guy, he don't have 100% truth. Guerrilla Hebrew. I mean, I guess he's doing the best he can or whatever. Who knows? Who knows what the boy doing? But yeah. So the video thumbnail I was looking for, there was a video of the after the camp of the main camp in New York, and Apostle Dahar does the post camp lessons. You know what I'm saying? And what I was thinking to myself when I saw it was, maybe these brothers do know, or maybe they don't. That they don't know what's happening right now. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know what's going on in these brothers' heads. Maybe some of them do, maybe some of them don't. But I saw it. That was the first thing I saw when I woke up, picking up my phone, and then Spirit said, "Yeah, Apostle Tahar is preparing them, so they getting what we got." Like I'm talking about the Connecticut bishops. When we came up directly under Apostle Tahar. He used to come down to the school, and we got the one-on-one. The best type of training you could get is one-on-one. So if you do boxing, you can watch some YouTube videos, and you could become a decent boxer. You follow all the drills and all that, or you go to a group lesson, which is really good. But those are the best. The group lessons and the one-on-one trainings are the best forms of learning or training that you could get. So all of us, including myself, gotta absorb this while we can. While the Most High has it where Apostle Dahar is spin. The Spirit has it where he's just doing mad videos. He's pouring out all his knowledge. The Spirit's got him doing that. It's a Spirit that has him doing that. That's all he does. All the apostles, really. Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakab, Apostle Aramla, just pouring out the knowledge, fountains of living water, every single day, just pouring it out, everything they know. And it's not a thing of pride, because look, I'm gonna tell you right now, they're what's the word I'm looking for? Their hope is that you brothers, myself included, all of us become more powerful, even more powerful than them. The Spirit willing. We don't know how long we're gonna be here, but every teacher, well, some teachers, and you know who I'm thinking of. Some teachers want to keep their students in that below them, to where they can never accelerate in the learning and maybe become have more credifiable. That's the word. What's the word I'm looking for? But they don't want to be outshined, because their thing is vainglory. But I know the apostles, because I came up directly under them. So did all the bishops, and you brothers, as well, that have been with us for a long time. That it would actually be their honor if us brothers gain more knowledge than them. We just carry this thing out even further. Of course, this thing is all it's found in living waters. This thing is becoming better and better every day. The inner man reneweth. Talking about the Spirit gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So there's no thing about being outshined in this truth, And if you feel that way, then there's a demon. You gotta curb it, because look, the scriptures say that one man planteth, another man watereth, but it's the Most High that give the increase. So if somebody's outshining you, so to speak, and which is not really the right word, because it's not about that. Because look, the scriptures say themselves, that one day one man esteemeth above another. So one day, you notice at camp sometimes, I'm fiery, I'm not really a fiery type of dude. I'm more chill, but some days I'm fiery, and then some days I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So and then you got brothers that are fiery all the time, and then some days, they not. And the brother that's less fiery is spitting the fire at the camp or whatever. It's just how it is. So it's not no thing about being outshined, but Apostle Tahar had elders over him that he's over them right now, or they're not even in the truth anymore. They fell out. So It's not his will, it's the Most High's will. The scriptures say themselves. It's not he that how's it go? It's not he that let me see if I can find it. Because I don't want to say it wrong, because that's a great scripture. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. Romans 9:16. So it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but the Most High that showeth mercy. Okay? So if one brother is shooting up, then it's the Most High is raising up that man. You know? The Most High is raising that man up, and the Most High is putting a spirit on him and increasing his knowledge. You know, but my whole point is that we all want brothers under us to shoot up in the knowledge and even become mightier than us, if that's the Lord's will. So, slack it, man, with my rambling. But the point is, man, that Spirit got Apostle Tahar and all the apostles just pouring out video after video and video after video after video to raise you up, for you to absorb it all. You know, like a tree. There's some trees the Most High withered. Remember, there's a tree Yahushua cursed. But some trees, a tree that's cursed or that's withered, it can't absorb any water. You know, it's not absorbing the water. That's why it's dying off. It's not absorbing the water. But then you got some trees that they're growing, and you got to absorb. The water makes that tree grow. So this truth is the water, the living water, and we are the tree, and we are to absorb this water and produce fruit. The fruit are what? The other brothers that are waking up. You wake up other brothers. That's a whole job, really. Be fruitful and multiplied in a spiritual sense as well, physical and spiritual. We are to be fruitful and multiply. And to be fruitful and multiply requires you got to put the work in. And it doesn't matter what on this planet you're doing, whether it's carnal or spiritually, to be fruitful and multiply, you got to put the work in. You see, the apostles are putting the work in. You can see it. It's right there. The fruits are visible on YouTube. And they're not flying here and there. When you flying here and there, you don't have time to put the work in. You know? Because, you know, you got apostles that went and visited to the other camps and this and that. So I want to make sure I say this the right way. Because, look, every opportunity I can have, I'll go out and see other brothers. You know, but I'm not going out there to be on some show so I can be popular and gain the followers. This is why celebrities do guest appearances. They do guest appearances because they're building up a following so that when this new album comes out or whatever, they get everybody on their side so they could buy their new album or they could buy into whatever they're selling. This is why these celebrities, they get booked shows back to back to back to back. Look at back in the day for you older brothers, Arsenio Hall show. They'd had a special guest, and it's because there's a new movie coming out or new album coming out. So they're doing tours and they're having guest appearances in city to city, you know. Us here though, we like to see different brothers, generally to break bread, to meet these different brothers. And whenever we go to visit these different brothers, there's always, the Spirit has it where it was just at the right time. There's always something going on or some counsel that needs to be had. Because these brothers, they don't pick up on the stuff we pick up on. I can tell you countless amount of times, even the camps on the higher levels, there's always stuff going on, you know, that we pick up on. We could pick up on brothers' spirits, whether like, yo, that brother don't seem kind of right. And you know, you don't really notice because you're around that brother all the time. Sometimes you don't see it, you know. But when we visit some of these camps, we see like some brothers are kind of something going on that ain't right. So like, yo, you got to keep an eye. And it's not no negative thing. We just, something is off. And we like, yo, keep an eye on that brother. It's really for that brother's good. So we could catch it or whatever before it gets too bad. You know what I'm saying? But then I just went into a whole nother tangent. But look, the point is of this video, man, is hey, we don't know what's gonna happen. The Lord might split us up, separate us, which I feel like that's what he's gonna do, because that's how you test a brother's faith on an individual level. But also, once you get to a certain point, brothers are more efficient when they're separated, you know, when they're, you could, it's more efficient that way. You could get more work done that way. When you have these highly skilled laborers and you spread them out into different areas, you separate them after they're all on a certain level to spread. They cover more ground that way. So who knows what the Lord is going to do. But while the truth is here, you know, you brothers out there getting at one-on-one after the camp, Apostle Dahar out there questioning y'all. You know, I don't know if some of y'all might think it's a burden or damn, but Apostle Dahar is doing how he used to do to us in the school. Repetitive, you know, and basically preparing y'all. Because look, I think there's going to be another huge inflow of masses, you know. When Yahushua went back to the spirit world when he was crucified, man, there was a whole mass of believers that came into the faith. So they thought it was going to kill or dwindle the truth by crucifying Yahushua. All they did is the truth grew after that, really, you know. I mean, it did, but then it went to sleep, you know, because you had that period of the dark ages. Because look, Esau had to, pursuant to Revelation, the 20th chapter, Esau had to, the deadly wound had to be healed, right? So the Most High had to take the truth away, put us back to sleep, so to speak, for a period of time for prophecy to be fulfilled. But after Yahushua was crucified, there were a lot of followers that came on. I believe when shit, all hell breaks loose, that there's going to be men added, you know. And the Most High is building these brothers up, all of us up right now, you know, with the apostles. And again, I'm thinking about the brothers that's getting that one-on-one training at the end of the camps. You know, there's a reason why the Spirit got an Apostle Tahar to do that, you know. And it's because there's some shit coming down the pipeline. Apostle Aram Lab had sent something earlier, and it was matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up. I don't want it to pop up here. It's in my WhatsApp. That's all right. I don't want to blast everything on the screen, but it was something. Let me read it. That Moab, all the Chinese scientists in America, they're fleeing in mass numbers. Let me see if I can find this right quick. Hold on. Scientists of Chinese descent leaving the U.S. at an accelerating pace. And why is that? It's because, matter of fact, let me see if I can bring it up. I should be able to bring it up here. Oh shit, came up right here. Between 2010 and 2021, the number of Chinese scientists leaving the U.S. has steadily increased, according to new research published last month. If the trend continues, experts warn that the brain drain could deal a major blow to U.S. So, 4 days ago, this is one Apostle sent me. Scientists of Chinese descent leaving the U.S. at an accelerating pace because they know, because they're the ones creating the freaking things, they know that something horrible is coming down the pipeline soon. Okay? So the Spirit is getting brothers prepared, putting them on a level that they need to be at, so that when these things hit, because look, internet's gonna be shut off, the world's gonna change. You see what happened to C19, and that was putty. What's gonna hit next is gonna be the real deal. Okay? is they need something to cause a great reset because they are ready to bring in the C-hip. They are ready to do it. They're waiting for the right opportunity, the right date. There's a certain date and a time and a zodiac alignment, whatever the hell it is, that the Lord got them waiting for, right? For them to pull the plug and issue's going to change. So these Chinese scientists and whoever else, the CEOs has been leaving. Remember when 9/11 hit, a lot of the small hats and all those that were very important, they got a phone call that said, hey, yo, if I was you, I would not come in today. And they all stayed home because they knew what was coming down the pipeline. Same thing here. Okay, but through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, we know what's coming down the pipeline as well. That's why the spirit got a positive heart preparing brothers hardcore. So all of us here, we should take that same initiative, observe that, make a spiritual note of it, and do the same thing. Gotta ask, yo, why? You gotta look at everything spiritually. Why has the spirit got this happening? Okay, because something is coming down the pipe. So that means we need to ramp up and get more serious. You know, all of us, everybody. So let me read this because my thing's gonna cut off my recording. So this is a scripture that came to mind, okay, when spirit hit me. Isaiah 49, I'll just start at 1. It says, listen, oh listen unto me, and hearken, ye people from far. The Lord hath called me from the womb, from the bowels of my mother hath he made mention of my name, to be what? To be of the elect. He hath made my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand hath he hid me. In the shadow of his hand. This truth. And the angels, Most High got angels protecting us, but the thing is, man, we are visible but invisible. We're like Allen Iverson, GMS. We're the silent scorer. Everybody know we there, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like the silent scorer. We on a team, but nobody recognizes us, but they do. You know, like they know we there, but they trying to act like we're not there. So the Most High got us in a peculiar position. Everybody knows. In other words, man, when it's time to win, you know, when it's time to win, when shit hits the fan and it's time to get that W, the first thing that's going to come to everybody's mind is GMS, Great Millstone. Because basically what's going to hit is everything that we've been talking about and they've been ignoring. You feel me? You feel me on that? So Isaiah 42:9, and he had made my mouth like a sharp sword. So all this repetition, going over the scriptures again and again, doing videos, make sure you do your videos, and you know, it's to keep our mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand hath he hid me, and hath made me a polished shaft. In his quiver hath he hid me. So the Most High is turning us into weapons, spiritual weapons with these scriptures. Hebrews 4:12. The Most High is making us spiritual weapons with these scriptures. With a weapon, you can do two things. With a sword, you can do two things. You can defend or you can attack. You could play defensive or you could play offensive. You could block, you can attack. So he hath made my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand hath he hid me. We're spiritual ninjas. And he had made me like a polished shaft. In his quiver hath he hid me. Right now we're in defense mode. Not really in defense mode. We're like a standby army, so to speak, spiritually, standby army. You know, we drilling, we practicing the moves. If you check out the Spetsnaz, the Russian army, every day they practicing their moves every single day. You know, sparring with each other every day. They're not in a war yet, but they're preparing for when it comes. So when it comes, they're fresh. They're fresh. Every day they're fresh. So you got to be fresh every day. We read the scripture yesterday. Matter of fact, this might be the last one. I think, let's see how it goes. Damn, I thought it was refresh. It's refresh. Let me see. There's a lot of good ones here. Um,